Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I have the brand new 2023 Audi Q8 e-tron, the fully electric SUV by Audi to test drive for you guys today. You guys might remember I flew all the way to Dubai to drive this thing firsthand back in March, and it was really fun to drive. It's pretty powerful and I love the design styling. Now, just for clarification, the new Q8 e-tron is basically a rebranding of the previous e-tron, which was revealed 5 years ago almost, and you can see a lot of similarities in terms of design, but this is slightly more advanced. We have nicer lighting elements and more technology in this brand new vehicle. Let me show you what it's all about. So jumping inside the new Q8 e-tron, you'll notice that it's a familiar Audi interior with 3 displays in the cabin, and again, it's very similar to the previous e-tron. Nothing much has changed in the layout and all the equipment that you have inside the car. Audi's infotainment system has honestly been really consistent throughout the years, pretty easy to use and straightforward. It has haptic feedback, so you slightly press harder than you would on a normal car, with Apple CarPlay wireless, which is always nice to see. And then the climate control setting, again, pretty straightforward and easy to use. And I love the fact we have a physical volume knob over here. You know, these small details that I really appreciate. Drive select, again, is buttons scrolling between the various modes. Now, because it's a Q8 e-tron, you have a lot of modes. And the gear selector is pretty easy to use, honestly, very solid under your hand. And I love this leather wrapped elbow rest, kind of, to rest your arm. So yeah, very high quality stuff. The leather feels so nice, honestly, in this car. And then finally, opening up the glove box, you can see it's a pretty wide opening. I'm not gonna lie, I don't like that, but we do have a pen holder, which is nice to see, and I believe USB ports over here. I have to mention though that this is the 4-spoke steering wheel. You can get it in a 3-spoke design. Looks pretty nice, very fancy, like on the higher level Audi A8 and S8s. Again, no haptic feedback buttons, all physical buttons. And this small star, this star is a custom button or a shortcut button that you can customize via that screen. So for example, if you want to go directly into navigation, you press on it and it's gonna show up. Now, Audi's paddle shifters in these electric cars isn't really my favorite because you can't really change the levels of regenerative braking as much as I wanted to. So for example, the Hyundai Kona, pressing, on the paddle shifter, it can almost come to a full stop. Audi's all-electric crossover has to be my favorite offering amongst the German competition, particularly in the design realm and efficiency. It is powered by a 114 kilowatt-hour battery that powers 2 electric motors and pushes out 408 PS and a good 500 kilometers of range. 3 adults can sit comfortably in the back with a 4-zone climate control and window shades. Trunk volume shrinks 41 liters to 528 and the Sportback version with a spare tire, but both offer a volume of 62 liters in the front to store the cables. Alright, so welcome to a rainy October day over here in Lebanon. I still have the Q8 e-tron and I'm driving back to Audi Lebanon to return it. It's been a very interesting 3 days with the car. In Lebanon we get the 55 e-tron, so like the slightly more powerful version than the 50. And then there's the S Q8 e-tron. It's honestly pretty punchy. I'm currently stuck in traffic, so I can't really demonstrate that, but I mean, briefly accelerating, you have instant torque, instant acceleration, because an electric car has to have this extra acceleration, so it honestly makes up for not having a real engine. That's speaking from a petrol head. So a few things I want to talk about. First of all, the regenerative braking is honestly amazing on this car. It's the first time that I drive an EV, and it regenerates so much power back into that battery, so much juice that, for example, I was going on a brief downhill. It was barely 3 to 4 kilometers, and I put back in the battery almost 20 kilometers. I remember Anthony from Beirut Beasts, he took the car and he did a test. I believe he went over to Faraya or something, and he was able to recuperate almost all the energy that he used going up. And because it's a luxury German Audi brand at the end of the day, there are small things that are very refined. For example, the sound deadening. If there's noise next to me, simply closing that window, you're completely isolated in this car, and it's so nice driving it under the rain right now. It's such a nice experience. Wipers are doing an amazing job, and by the way, the windscreen is smaller than you'd expect. So yeah, but visibility is not compromised whatsoever. I'm glad that we have the conventional mirrors on this example. In Lebanon, you can option it with the digital side mirrors, but I don't really recommend them. We drove that in Dubai, and it takes time getting used to, but I mean, also having it lower. So for example, when you're looking out from the left side, the right side is fine, I guess, but from the left side, it's slower than what you would normally see, and it isn't as safe. For me, I couldn't really get used to it, so I prefer these conventional mirrors, and these are much cheaper. Q8 e-tron and the e-tron GT previously, you guys might remember that review. These basically control a basic level, but I mean, it's pretty significant. So I'm removing my foot off the accelerator, I'm almost coming to a full stop on the highway. So yeah, you have to be careful about the coasting. So the gear selector has a D and then S mode. In S, it opens up this boost over 100%, and accelerating, you get that extra kick. Ooh, 660 Newton meters of torque, which is, you know, not to be taken lightly. I mean, this car is pretty punchy, and I'm accelerating under the rain, but you're confident because it's all-wheel drive. You know, Audi's lighting system, exterior and interior, is honestly top-notch. I've always enjoyed their exterior, you know, light shows and whatnot. Unfortunately, we don't have it on this car, so this is why I didn't show it to you. And I hope you enjoy the sound of rain, because I love driving in the rain, especially with that massive panoramic sunroof that you can see. Really nice vibe, honestly. And yeah, overall, I don't have any negative feedback about the car. I thought I'm gonna have, you know, some nitpicking here and there. Audi's infotainment system, basically they've perfected it, and they've been using that system for quite a while right now. I don't think it needs an update. Some people may not really like the haptic feedback, so I had a couple of my friends jump in the car and use that screen. I told them you have to press slightly harder, so yeah, they're not used to that. As long as it's fast and responsive, I don't mind. There's a mosquito. Come on, come on, come on, dude, stop bothering me. I didn't get it. Anyways, the drive won't see. Oh, okay. Got it.